Hey, I'm Paul, and in this video I'm going to show you 5 knots every scuba diver should know. It's important for you to know which knot to use in which scenario. Different knots are going to be used for different things. In fact, most of these knots I start to use on almost a daily basis. During your diving career, you're going to spend a lot of time around boats, out in the ocean, and you're going to be around people who know how important it is to use the right knot for the right situation. So find yourself a couple of pieces of rope to practice on and get used to making these particular knots, the bowline. The bowline is one of my favorite knots. The bowline is going to be used whenever there's going to be a lot of pressure on that knot. So for instance, if you're tying a lift bag to a sunken treasure, the bowline is going to be a perfect knot to use. One of the reasons the bowline is such a great knot is that it can go under a huge amount of tension, and when you want to release it, you simply break the back of the knot and it'll loosen everything up so that you can undo the knot really easily. First thing to do is to put a loop into the rope. You then pass the working end through whatever it is that you're tying onto. That working end is then going to go through the top of that loop. And then over the standing end and back underneath, and then through the original loop, and you can pull that tight. Now, it doesn't matter how tight you pull this. You can pull it as tight as you want, break the knot by pulling that back, and then from there you can loosen the knot quite easily and undo it. The figure 8. The figure 8 is a stopper knot. Anytime that you have a loose end of rope and you want to make sure that it doesn't run out of a D-ring or a cleat, you want to tie a figure of 8 as a stopper knot. This is a great stopper knot because you can put a lot of tension on the end of the knot, and unlike your classic granny knot, you'll be able to break the back of the knot and be able to loosen it up reasonably easily. Going to pass it over itself. You're going to take it under from there and then over and through the loop. The reef knot. The reef knot is a great knot to use if you want to tie 2 ends of ropes together. Start off with left over right and under, and then right over left and under. You can break it quite easily by taking the 2 ends of one of the lines and simply pulling it straight, and from there you can slide that knot off the other rope. The other way to tie this knot is to take one end and form a loop, and then take the other knot and pass it under, around and under, and over and back through to form that knot. The important thing to understand about the reef knot is that it's very good if you have 2 ropes of equal diameter. The sheet bend. in the sheet bend, you're going to have the thicker rope and the thinner rope, and the thinner rope will pass through in exactly the same way as it has done previously. But instead of passing it back through and under, where it's quite easy for it to come undone, what you're going to do is pass it over and then through underneath itself, and this way it'll bite down, which makes it a lot harder for that to come undone. The round turn 2/2 hitches. The round turn 2/2 hitch is good for two reasons. The round turn is going to decrease the amount of chafe on the rope, and the 2/2 hitches are reasonably easy to undo while the rope is still under pressure. Take the working end, pass it through whatever you're tying onto once and twice. From there, pass the working end over and back through the loop. Pull it, and then you're going to pass it back over and through once again, so that you have a round turn and 2/2 hitches. The OXO, to tie off on a cleat when you're tying up your boat. The OXO is a classic knot that you're going to use to tie off a boat. The OXO is a really simple knot to tie off against a cleat. This is one of the knots that you'll use almost all the time when you go sailing or on a dive boat. So if the skipper asks you to tie off, you know what knot to use. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like this video, and if you have any video from one of your diving expeditions that you'd like me to use in one of these videos, then please get in touch with me, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to take a look at your footage and incorporate it into one of the videos that I make. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next video.